Welcome to Divine Duality Tarot. My name is TJ.
And I'm Destiny.
Today we are going to do a general love reading for Taurus here in October of 2022.
And with that being said, we are doing a general reading, which means it's not going to resonate with everyone. There's a potential that it may resonate with you, there's a potential that it may not. But this also applies to the people who are cross-watching. If you're cross-watching, it's not going to apply to you because this reading is not about you. It is about Taurus. If you are not a Taurus, then it is not about you. If you want to go watch the video about you, go right ahead. They're all all of them will be linked in the description.
Also, do feel free to stay and,
learn
see
about
what's going on with a potential Taurus in your life.
Yes.
So,
you are more than welcome to stay. But
well, let's see what's going on with Taurus. What kind of spread are you going to do today?
we are going to do a past, present, future spread.
Okay, so what that equates to is we're going to do Taurus. Wow, that was quick.
No, that wasn't.
We are going to do the past, present, and future of Taurus here. We are going to do the past, present, and future mutual relationship. And then we are going to do the past, present, and future of the interest, Taurus's interest, of the person that more or less we're trying to figure out what's going on.
What is the present?
While she's doing that, just every once in a while when we're doing these, sometimes a message might be vague. We normally do one card for each past, present, and future, but if anything is not as clear as we would like it to be, we do have a second deck here for clarifying.
No. I hit my thumb and they flew.
Very talkative today.
This deck normally is pretty talkative.
Too talkative.
They're very thick, so it's really hard for me to shuffle all of them at once. Future for the relationship. All not good things.
There is a lot to go over in our relationship here.
Is the present?
Was this one continued?
No.
Present.
Oh my god!
Present.
Future. What is the future? Okay, I think that is it. Okay. Now I'm hot.
You want to start off with our friend the Taurus and see what's going on with you today?
Sure. So with you, Taurus, we have a 5 of Cups, which is to like grief and disappointment. So you have a lot of grief going on, disappointment in the past of your relationship, of your energy for your relationship. And then you have the 9 of Cups, which is satisfaction. So you've gone through the grief and disappointment to get the satisfaction that you need.
So do you think maybe it was a grieving period and the relationship brought the satisfaction?
Maybe.
Leading into that?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it's a grief and disappointment in emotions to then have a little bit of satisfaction in your emotions because you're one away from getting the fulfillment of your emotions. So once you get to the 10, you have everything that you could ever want. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles, which is balance. You have in the present, you feel balanced in yourself and in your relationship. And then in the future is the Queen of Swords, which is logical approach and finding the truth. So this bitch will cut anybody out if they're not telling the truth. The sword that she's got, she will cut your head off.
Yeah, she don't play.
So
for the relationship, for what's going on in the between Taurus for October and your interest, whoever's going on here. Looks like our past was Temperance. That's actually a pretty good one to start on. It's a very solid balance, understanding. Temperance usually means that nothing was, or most of the things in that beginning were not forced. It doesn't seem like there was a big clash of interests at the beginning going into it. I only want wealth and I'm using you as a stepping stone. I don't think that kind of thing was going on.
And she's got one foot in the water and one foot on the land, so she's
very grounded.
Very grounded in that situation. And then in your guys' present relationship, you have the Five of Swords, which is arguing. So there's a lot of arguing going on, but we don't know what about. So will you clarify the argumentative piece of that?
All right. So what I'm going to ask is, what's going on in the present between Taurus, here in October? What are we arguing about? What is the problem here?
Excuse me.
What is the problem here?
Okay, so it looks like we have the Three of Wands, which is planning, expansion, growth, like you're wanting to expand into things, but you're arguing about all of this. So you want expansion and growth, you have death, and death is transformation in your relationship and in an unexpected way. You just need to let it go. So it seems that you guys are arguing about wanting to expand and grow in your relationship, but it's transforming your relationship, but it brings wealth. I mean, you are bringing that into this. You have the King of Swords, which is rational conversation. So you're having that rational conversation about the things because you are a partner in a union. So you're wanting to plan for expansion and growth, to transform your relationship, to have wealth in materialistic things, and to have the conversation so that you can have your partnership and union.
You know what I'm seeing here? I think there is more of an argument in October. I think there's more of an argument over potentially a job gain or a job loss, or some kind of argument over financials, because we have a change, a drastic change. Something has died in this situation, and it has to do with material objects, material, and the planning. Planning is planning. You want stuff to go forward, and planning could be trying to figure out what you're going to do if a job is changing for the worst or changing for the better, or a new bill has occurred, or the loss of a bill. Sometimes if you have a large bill and you just paid it off, now you have all this excess income. What are you going to do with it? Sometimes it's, why don't we save it? Why don't we spend it on a fun vacation? Or, who knows what. That's what I'm seeing with that first part of the message. Are you seeing anything with this one?
Just to have the conversation about what you guys both want in the relationship. As he said, if you want to save for a vacation, if you want to use that extra money or the wealth that you guys are getting to do something else, but you guys need to be a partnership and a union and work together on it.
Absolutely.
You can't just do it on your own, because then that
you will not have that if
No.
you don't work together. That's balance. You have to have that balance.
your guys' future is the Magician, and the Magician is manifestation, resourcefulness, power, and balance. You're getting your balance, you're recognizing that you want balance, and you're trying to manifest those situations. There is the Three of Swords, which is heartache, potentially from a third party.
I bet that's the bill.
Could be the bill. It could be anything that's money wise or emotional or truth or anything like that. And then we have the Chariot, which is like the fast moving, you know, you're planning to establish a relationship, or you're working on your relationship. And then you have the Ten of Wands, which is burden, overwhelmed in, like, you are overwhelmed in general over everything. So you are...
Sounds like if this continues, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. You're going to have the heartache. You're going to have a lapse in judgment and go to a different relationship. You're going to leave. And then you're going to be overwhelmed and burdened by everything that you just went through.
Could be regret. That burden could be regret. You could start dreaming of somebody else or better days instead of what could be better days. You might be stuck in looking at past better days. And when you live in the past,
you are not there in the future, in the moment, in the things that you should be there for.
it's a one-way ticket to failure.
It's a one-way ticket to being single.
Well, that's a good way to describe it. So Taurus, we're going to go over your interest energy in this relationship. Excuse me. So we have the King of Wands. So at the beginning, of the relationship, this really does go hand in hand. It makes me think that, yeah, you may have brought a little bit of baggage, but the King of Wands is power, authority, loyalty. It sounds like your interest put up with your crap.
Yeah.
And maybe their power, maybe their authority in that helped to ground and bring your Nine of Cups, bring your
satisfaction and emotion.
Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking they started on a good foot.
Yeah, I mean, they did. There's the Temperance. I mean, you're patient. You're able to work together.
Knew your boundaries. Yeah. That's good. That's a good thing, Taurus. Let's see what's going on with your interest for
right now.
October. What's going on right now? We have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is a dedication to building. It's the desire to create, and normally that type of creation is going to be material creation, which could go hand in hand with the building wealth.
And why you guys are arguing, because they want to build something and you're not wanting to, because you already feel balanced. You feel that everything is going the right way.
A lot of cups and a lot of pentacles in this one.
So a lot of emotion and a lot of like material building.
It sounds like our issues in October are all about money. What do you think?
Money and emotions.
Money and emotion, for sure. So the other part of this is the Queen of Cups, which is openness, feminine energy. Kind of like the more feminine side is the. I think they moved away from the solid power and authority. Some of it's still there, but they've opened up more. So they've told you their plans. They've told you what they want to do, and I don't think that really
is
sounds
resonating
too
with you.
appealing.
Like, you don't want to do it, but they want all of this to happen, and you don't, because you feel balanced. You feel okay. You feel happy in where you're at.
I think you, Taurus, are afraid that change is going to lead to bad things. You might be holding yourself back. What do you think on that?
Kinda. I don't necessarily think they're holding themselves back. They're holding their partner back. Their partner wants something, but they're holding them back because they want something that they're not willing to let go of.
At least the interest is listening.
Kind of.
They're not just going off and doing whatever.
But they're causing an argument. Both of you are causing an argument.
Right.
Because your partner wants something and you don't want that something. You want balance, and you already have that within yourself. So the relationship you feel is fine, you're content, you're happy, you're willing to not have to do anything else to keep it where it's at. You're willing to cause an argument over something that helps you in the long run, because you don't want to take the chance of things not being balanced anymore.
It sounds like potentially new job, a new situation. And definitely what she said, afraid to lose that balance. I mean, that speaks for itself. It speaks volumes for October.
But with the Queen of Swords, they want truth. So you can't go from balance to truth without having to make a sacrifice.
That change has to
You
be
are
there.
thinking very logically in this situation, and what you need to do is you just need to let it go and think and look at things from their perspective. Look at things from your partner's perspective. Make sure that you are seeing things from their point of view before you say no.
Yeah. Absolutely. So for the future of your partner in this relationship, we're starting it off with the Six of Swords, which is moving on to calmer water. This doesn't necessarily mean moving away from a relationship to, being single. It means that the situation, that's their goal, is to get past it. And getting past it leads straight to the Six of Pentacles, which is generosity.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to move toward maybe having a more stable, open. I'm thinking that their openness now is going to continue into the future. So you'll have that emotional stability of knowing.
But you guys are causing a heartache with each other. So you guys need to sit down and figure out what the hell you want.
Do it.
Figure it out. Because if you don't, things are not going to go very well for you. So we're going to ask our wizard friends what advice they have for Taurus.
We're going to look and see what you can do, Taurus, to get through October, hopefully unscathed.
What advice do you have for Taurus? What is the advice you have for Taurus? Is there any more advice for Taurus? Anything else? Do you have any more advice? Any more advice? This is that card. I have one on the floor. Two on the floor.
Looks like we got a lot of advice to go over.
I don't know which one
for
fell
October.
first. I don't know which one fell first. I think this one. Okay. 8 cards. We have the 10 of Cups. So your advice is to get your emotional fulfillment. To have the Page of Cups, which is to be romantic and potentially have a baby. And then you have the Moon. The Moon is you want clarity in your relationship. Truth comes out, and you have the honest conversation about your relationship because you want fulfillment. You want a happy ending. You want it to come full circle and have the new celebrating of your love and the confidence in your relationship. And you've learned your lesson on all of this bullshit that you got going on right now.
Which leads into the Nine of Pentacles, which is finding self-value, realizing. And this is advice for, all of it for October. The self-value could be realizing that they have a say too, you know? And that leads into the Empress. The Empress is receiving love, abundance, sometimes pregnancy, but that comes with stability.
But it's pregnancy with new ideas, not pregnancy with actual baby, but pregnancy with new ideas. The Empress is perpetually pregnant all the time.
Always new ideas.
Always
Rapid.
pregnant with new ideas.
And that leads into the Nine of Cups, which is satisfaction. It's building exactly on what all of us
you
is.
had at the beginning.
Which finally leads us to the Seven of Wands, which is defensiveness and boundaries. So, defensiveness always has a bad sound to it, Boundaries also can have a bad sound to it. However, I think in this case, it's boundaries of knowing that each person, it's like the finality of, finality a word? The end of realizing that you are two separate people, that you are both going to make decisions, and you have figured out the boundary of how far you can go, they understand how far they can go, and not having to worry about defensiveness because understanding.
Yeah, they're understanding of every situation. So you have your happy, you get your emotional fulfillment to then find the confidence in your relationship to the happy ending, to then have everything else fall into place. So get your shit together, talk to your partner, and figure out why this argument keeps happening.
Set solid boundaries so that
Yes.
everybody knows their rules.
So that they know your boundaries and when they can cross them and when they can't cross them.
And understand that this is a big emotion card. Like the Empress, this person, you are going to have to come to the realization that they are rapid in their mind, and this clearly shows it. You know, with the Eight of Pentacles, you know, that's dedication to building. They have a desire to make things better.
Yeah.
And you got to respect that. You have anything else?
No, I think that's it. But please let us know if this helped you in any way, shape, or form. Just let us know down below. Let us know by hitting that like button, letting us know by hitting that subscribe button, and sharing our video if you want. And just make sure that you are okay. That's all we ask. And then we'll see you in the next one for November.
See you in November.